police terrified students and panicked parents. That was the scene at one local high school this morning. It all started after someone made a chilling 911 call to Savannah Police Dispatch. They claimed there was a mass shooting at Savannah High School. That turned out to be a hoax.
Yeah, tonight we have team coverage of exactly what happened, how police responded, and what parents are saying about all of this. We begin with WSAV lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington.
And Edward, we have some new information about that 911 call. We know it happened just before 9 o'clock this morning. It prompted what it became an evacuation of this school. But take a look at this video. It is dramatic as at least 2 armored vehicles were called here. SWAT team called here to this school. Police from all over Chatham County called here to the school, including the police from as far away as the airport. They thought they were coming here to as many as 6 injured students inside of the school. But tonight we know that that all was a fake call. One of several called in across the state of Georgia. But take a listen to what the dispatchers were telling those officers as they were on the way to this scene.
Just advising that we received a call from reference to a 53 at Savannah High School. BOE has been notified. The caller advised an active shooter was on the 2nd floor of the school. Possibly 6 students injured. Students en route. The caller advises a white male, a light shirt, wearing a mask on the 2nd floor.
That call extremely specific. It even goes down to what room the police officer should be heading to. But we now know that all of that was a made-up call, but it prompted chaos at the school, as you said, Edward, Tino, with panicked parents trying to get here just to make sure that their children were okay.
Well, hundreds of parents rushed to the school when they first heard the news. Most loved ones hearing about it from social media accounts, texts, and phone calls from students inside the school. We spoke with several parents who say they were disappointed in the communication coming from the school system about what happened and where students were being evacuated to.
And the teacher, yes.
You go down to the recreational center, that's where all the parents are gathering to pick up their children.
But I feel like the school should have called me and told me first.
Well, the Savannah Chatham County school system is taking the hoax seriously, as well as what they've learned from the response. Head of the school system police force tells News 3 his officers are constantly working to improve how they respond, and today, he says, is a good example of that.
All the agencies responded in the most appropriate way to make sure we protect the most valuable resources we have in our community, and that's our kids.
Well, as we showed you at the top of the newscast, there was a huge police presence at that shooting.
Dozens of Savannah police officers rushed to the scene, along with members of the SWAT team and other law enforcement. Joining us on the phone right now to talk about that shooting call, the response to the call, is Interim Savannah Police Chief Lenny Gunther. Chief Gunther, we want to thank you for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
All right, so Chief Gunther, the call came in close to 9 o'clock this morning. Can you walk us through SPD's response? How long did it take for you to arrive and for officers to go through that building and get students to safety?
Sure. So when the first call initially came in and we were dispatched, we were able to arrive on the campus and make entry into the high school within 2 minutes. Upon our entry, what we did in collaboration with other law enforcement agencies is to clear the building and evacuate the children that were inside. That was our first and #1 priority. So the first phase, we cleared the high school. We went to the rooms that were open. The doors were open. This is, of course, after determining there wasn't an active shooter on scene. We got the children out of those rooms. We then went back in to the high school and entered the rooms that were locked and the lights were out. Actually, the teachers and the children in those locked rooms did exactly what they were supposed to do by, somewhat barricading themselves in the room. So in collaboration with the Board of Education, we entered those rooms and evacuated children. So we did it in phases. It took probably about 40 minutes total to clear, and then clear the building again. but came to a positive resolution.
Well, Chief, I'm wondering about that 911 call. Have you heard the call? If in fact, what's the nature of that call? Was it similar to a robocall, or what can you tell us about the call?
The only call that I heard, I haven't actually heard the call, any robocall. I heard the initial dispatch from 911 to our officers. I haven't heard the actual call that went into our 911 center. I'm just familiar with the allegation that was made in reference to a suspect being on the second floor of the high school actively shooting a student.
And Chief, we have a question about a hoax like this and the response. Tina, you were talking about that.
Yes, I actually received a text message early this morning from a parent saying, what if this wasn't a hoax? We've seen so many situations, similar situations, I should say, across the country. What would the response be? Actually, there's no hesitation, I would imagine, right, Chief?
No, you're right, Tina. You know, this is what we train for, you know, internally and with our law enforcement partners. You know, we train for incidents like this. Unfortunately, today was a hoax, and, you know, we'll work with our federal agencies to, you know, to identify and prosecute this individual, whoever made this call. But, you know, our priority today was to safeguard the lives of the children and the staff, reunite those children with their parents. But, you know, in the event this happens again, we're going to respond just like we did today. We don't want to be in a position where, you know, we don't respond and assume that it's a hoax.
All right.
It's not. So we will respond accordingly.
All right. Interim Chief Lenny Gunther with Savannah Police Department, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day, giving us some much needed perspective on the police response today.
Thank you.